Super Draco here, and we're back for 124 of Build the Battleship Bismarck, the aft anchor and motor. So, to start with, we're going to take the right-hand side of the gear housing, and we're going to insert a short shaft into it. It came out wrong, but we're going to go with it. It's going to go in that right-hand hole of those three. Okay, I'm just making this worse. So, get your minds out of the gutter. So then we're going to fit the cog with the braking tab onto it. And you just want the braking tab basically like in that position. So then we're going to fit the next cog. Now that one has the shaft already attached to it. So we want the lower teeth to mesh with the first cog, and the upper teeth are going to not be, are basically going to mesh with the other gear. So with that done, we're going to put a label on a motor. And let me correct myself, we just labeled a switch D8. So then we're going to drop the switch into that socket so the braking tab of that cog will be basically resting right against the edge of the tab on that switch. So next we're going to put some glue on the end of the cable reel, and then we're going to take the ring on the anchor chain and that's going to fit over it. Okay, then we're going to insert the longer shaft into the cable reel. And then we're going to put the other half of the reel on with the hole so that the anchor chain is passing through the hole. The instructions then tell you to wind about one length of or one rotation of the anchor chain around the spool, and then you want to make sure the shaft is more or less even and not way longer than it should be. So then the shaft we're going to insert that shaft, and get your mind out of the gutter, into that third socket on the gearbox and mesh that the gears with the second cog in the gearbox. And with that done, then we're going to bring in the anchor motor, and we're going to put a label on that designating it D7. And then we're going to install the worm gear onto the end of the motor. And now the motor is going to go into the upper socket of that gearbox, and the worm gear is going to mesh with the middle gear. So then we're going to fit the left half of the gear housing onto the right half, which is easier said than done given all the stuff that's kind of floating about in there. But once you have it together, it's going to fit together with 3 PB screws. Okay, so next we're going to take the anchor shank and feed that through the anchor head, just like we did on the bow of the ship. And then we're supposed to put the anchor ring on top of the anchor shaft. And now a moment of anger with Super Draco 380.
Seething with rage!
So you mean to tell me that they could install the one ring on that chain already, but I have to go through this again to install the rings on the anchor and on the anchor chain? One of the few things that bothers me is inconsistency. How is it they can install the one ring and then none of the others? That just doesn't make any sense. And even though I'm raging a little bit right now at this, you're watching me attempt to install that anchor ring using my helping hands, and it's fast forwarded 6 times regular speed. So I'll let you do the math on how long that actually took, because I cut none of it out. And there it pinged off and I lost it, so now I'm looking around for it, and there it was under the Bismarck. So, eventually I get it. But that just is ridiculous that they could install one but not the other. Okay, so next we have to feed the anchor chain through a small hole on the stern of the ship. This was another thing that was it was very difficult, but the solution of it was obnoxiously easy, which makes it even more irritating. So you're seeing my various failed attempts. I'm trying to use a toothpick to kind of get the end going in there. And then now we're back to regular speed, and I realized that by angling the ship, I could just feed it right through the hole using gravity, which is so simple, and it kind of hurts the soul a little bit that all that effort and the solution was that simple. But once it's threaded through, you can see the 2 posts that the gearbox is going to rest on, and we're going to mount that gearbox in with 2 PM screws. And the last thing we've got to do is attach the anchor chain to the anchor ring to complete the anchor. So I'm just going to fast forward this because because you can laugh at my misery. You can slow it down on YouTube if you want to prolong my misery. Thanks for watching. I'll see you for stage 125.